Honestly, this lady over here always has some dumb drama. Every time I hear about them, there's some stupid shit going on. Guess who it is? Guess who we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about today Pokimane. Ooh, internet is mad at Pokimane again. It is done. I don't know what happened, so we gotta figure that out.
Pokimane is.
But before we do that, like this video if you're watching on YouTube, sub to the channel and watch more react, and yeah, come on with Twitch.
Back in the news. So recently she went on a stream with Jason the Ween and started ranting about rich people. And naturally this made a lot of people mad.
The funniest thing is when privileged, super rich streamers complain about rich people. Like, kill the rich, tax the rich, eat the rich. Bitch, you can do a sponsor and get $90,000 in 2 hours. What are you talking about? You're rich. You're fucking rich. Shut up, man.
Considering she is a multi-millionaire with a bunch of businesses and was literally bragging about her wealth a day ago on Twitter.
Damn.
She also had that situation with her.
Wait, what did she say though?
Overpriced cookies where she shamed people who didn't want to buy them.
Broke boy.
Calling them broke boys. So this started a bunch of arguments on Twitter. Even Sneeko came out of nowhere commenting on the situation as well. Hassan came in white knighting as usual, defending his fellow multi-millionaire out of touch streamer. And
Classic.
then Pokimane responded to the situation. XUC also responded to the situation, so we'll be checking that out as well. But it all starts with this clip here. Pokimane ranting about the ultra rich.
Do you think someday we'll have a revolution like that in America? Right? It's getting there, right?
We already have one.
Another one.
What's going on?
The wealth disparity is getting bad.
The wage gap, I hate that shit.
No, wealth disparity.
Wealth disparity.
Wage gap is like between men and women. Men and women, we love each other.
Facts.
And we hate the rich. Anyways. Too much.
Aren't you the rich?
You're so dumb. Bro. Wait, what the fuck you say?
And we hate the rich. Anyways. Too much.
Aren't you the rich?
Aren't you though rich?
No! Like the ultra rich. The ultra giga rich. The
You have
unnecessarily
to clarify.
rich.
They're gonna clip that and it's gonna make you look.
Bro, he called it. Hate the rich, but are rich. Man. I think... Dude, you can't even make this shit up. Oh my... This is like... when you have consumed Twitter for way too long and you're so disconnected from absolute reality and all situations around you and around life, and you go up on the stage and you open your mouth and everybody are there to sit down and hear how fucking stupid you are. Cause blimey, even this guy, I think he's like 18 or 19 and she's like 30 or something. And he's like, bro, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking? You're rich. What are you yapping about right now?
Oh, rich. The
You have to
unnecessarily
clarify.
rich.
They're gonna clip that and it's gonna make you look bad.
Oh,
You
the
gotta
ultra
say
giga
you gotta
rich.
say the billionaires.
The billionaires.
you are rich.
The Bezos.
You can't be saying that.
I'm rich in friendship.
Yes.
Okay, so Jason there knew exactly what would happen and he was completely right.
Because he's smart. He got really big very quickly. I mean, he knows what the fuck is going on. He thinks about it. Like, I don't know what's going on with her, but holy. Like I think that every streamer has like a radar for this shit because they gotta know. They gotta know about this nonsense. They gotta know when things are gonna get fucked up. And he called it. She does not recognize. She's gone. I'm rich with friends. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
watching a privileged streamer like Pokimane ranting about the rich while pretty much on vacation in Paris on a boat does come off completely out of touch. Now, if I had to guess, Pokimane's net worth is easily over $20 million, so she's not exactly someone who just qualifies as just a millionaire like 1 or 2 mil. This is definitely someone who falls under the rich umbrella, maybe not billionaire type wealth, but definitely enough to not be affected at all by the so-called wealth disparity. She was literally the face of Twitch, owns multiple companies, and has a rich streamer friend group, and pretty much goes on vacation whenever she wants, so that's not really relatable to anyone. And I don't know why she keeps digging herself into holes like this. I feel like she always feels the need to seem relatable to other people, to seem quirky when
she's not worked a hard day in her life. I mean, she did do a very hard degree, which I can admire, right? That's the thing. But as far as I know, I think Pokimane has been like super successful on Twitch since she was 16 or something. I don't think she's ever like, she has no idea about the real world, like in that sort of sense of how people in any sort of situation are struggling. Like, and I'm not saying this like, oh my God, you got to get a real job, get a real job, get a real job, man. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the fact that she's like the separation between like the idea of what is rich and what is poverty. She doesn't even realize how it feels for people right now that are sitting and struggling around. Like, good to say that. I mean, tax the rich or whatever. Great to say that. But just understand you were a part of that mess you're advocating against.
Not. Also, I love how she said, men and women, we actually love each other.
She didn't grow up poor either. I don't know about that. I have no idea about that, but I know that she got rich when she was a teenager. That's all I know.
Literally every drama she's been a part of is her saying some sexist statement or hating on men in some way, or saying that, you know, women have it worse, or streaming is male dominated or something like that.
And this is exactly why I said earlier, like, she has just consumed Twitter and her brain is completely shifted out of reality. She is not a part of this damn world anymore. She does not even realize what is going on, because she will just yap about the most mainstream or typical thing that you can just scream out to get some damn reactions, because that's what it feels like every time I hear a Pokimane drama. Twitter brain, right? Yeah.
That just some sort of argument to make men and women hate each other, and then she goes and says this shit. Anyway, so naturally that clip pissed a lot of people off. Here's what people are saying. And we hate the rich. Pokimane's net worth is $25 million, dumbass. She's worth at least 20 million. What the hell is she talking about? She is a rich. She's literally the top 1% complaining about the top 0.1%. What people like Hassan and Pokimane don't understand is that they are the 1%. Just because they aren't Bezos rich doesn't mean that they are comrades. You live in an entirely different world, and it's insufferable to hear you act like you don't. Also, buy my cookies, broke boy. Wasn't she calling us broke because we said her $20 cookies were too expensive?
When people are like, oh my God, $28 for cookies? It's 4 bags. That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard.
Wait, what? If it's $20 and it's 4 bags, then it's not 7. Is that with added tax? I guess that's added tax, right?
When you're an
Is it 5?
But
Bro, American tax, I never get at. I don't understand how this works.
like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
Well, I forgot how annoying that clip actually was, but that jogged my memory real quick. Anyways, this clip somehow revives Sneeko from the dead, and he gave his thoughts on the situation.
He's
Sneeko
still
went off
around?
on Pokimane after she went on a rant about rich people. You're saying this while on a yacht drifting through Paris making millions of dollars.
Aren't you the rich?
No, like the ultra rich, the ultra.
Shut the f up! No! I'm just like you poor people! On a yacht drifting through Paris making millions of dollars. Shut the
I'll be real with you though. That lake she's drifting through smells like the epiphany of sewers. Like, I don't think you feel rich going through this, like, this river right here. Like, this shit smells like piss. Like, this smells ass, bro.
f up. If you're gonna eat the rich, you gotta eat yourself.
Rude.
Holy.
You have to clarify. They're gonna clip that and it's gonna make you look bad.
Is that the one they cleaned up for the Olympics? Yeah, that's what I say, I guess.
Oh,
say the billionaires.
The
Because you are
billionaires.
rich.
The Bezos.
You can't be saying that.
Bro, I love how he's talking back at her all the time. Like, I love the fact how much he's talking back at her, dude. He's like arguing with her. Like, bro, what the fuck are you saying?
I'm rich in friendship.
Yes.
It's like they're so rich they lost perspective of how much money they actually have and what normal people have.
Yeah, when Sneeko is somehow making sense, you know you messed up. This guy is a complete lobotomite, and somehow even he figured out that this is super annoying and out of touch to listen to. She said she's rich in friendship, by the way. Like, I'm sure. Isn't she known as like a snake or a ruthless businesswoman in her friend group or something? I don't know her friend group exactly, but I know that she was friends with XQC, and he definitely doesn't like her that much anymore. She was literally beefing with him last time, saying that his $100 million contract was fake. Literally having ego.
I think that if XQC doesn't like you, he's probably the most realist one of them all because he's so fucking gone. He doesn't give a shit anymore. At the moment, he just hangs around people that he trusts and people that are real. Like, if XQC dips away from you, I feel like there's a big reason for it. I think there's always a big reason for it. There's always a connection. Whenever he leaves, every single individual he's dipped away from always has a connection to some sort of situation that most people would probably not want to be associated with.
Wars with him, like, who's richer?
There was a headline about XQC getting $100 million
Yeah,
from Kik.
but I've heard different things behind the scenes. You also don't know, is part of that 100 million like equity? Is it paid in different ways? Was it actually 100, or was it just a headline that makes everybody look good so nobody refutes it?
It's just so pathetic that you go from that to being like, eat the rich, tax the rich, we hate the rich. I hate when rich people pretend and act like they aren't rich. This is like such a common thing on YouTube and streaming because you build like this sort of parasocial audience and you want to seem relatable to them, but the thing is you just aren't. I think there's no issue with being rich, obviously, right? Especially if you earned that money through your own hard work and made a self-made career. But when you try to act like you're somehow relatable and have the issues that everyone else has, it's just ridiculous and cringe. Like, if you have a brain, you know that she never has to worry about money ever again. And that's very different from someone who has to actually think and plan out their life based on finances, you know, make different career choices, pick different places based on rent, buy the cheaper groceries. Like, your entire life definitely changes when you have financial freedom and stuff like that. So it's just so out of touch to say this type of stuff. Anyways, the situation got worse when local idiot Hassan Piker chimed in, defending his queen Poki, white knighting as usual. By the way, some relevant context, this guy's the guy who lives in a $3 million house wearing a shirt called Tax the Rich. This is the guy who says,
Do you guys think they honestly believe what they're saying, or they just like mimicking what they heard? Because I don't know anymore, man. Because like I talk to some of these big streamers. Like, I haven't talked to his son ever. I don't ever want to either. But some of these big streamers I've talked to, and like a lot of the conversation I feel like is that in many ways people really act up to different manners when it comes to other individuals and ideologies they have in front of the camera. And I feel like this is so dumb. You can't even sit down and make this shit up, because this says itself, like, straight up how stupid all of this is. Saying it for the clicks, I feel like it is. I feel like they are just saying it to to just please the crowd, man. I don't think they genuinely believe this. But if they do, then I'm actually very shocked and surprised.
He lives on a necessity budget while spending millions on a house and fancy clothes, and also bought a supercar because it would be like the chat also owned the car. And he said he
also, wasn't this the guy that bought like a really expensive breed dog that is very specific, and Ostals cost like $10,000 or some nonsense? It cost a fuck ton. And then he said that to his chat instead of the fact that he bought the dog. He said that he found it through a shelter. This perfect puppy that is a really specific, expensive breed. Rescue dog. Yeah, it was a rescue dog. Yeah.
Didn't even buy it for himself, even though he's the only one driving it. This is also the guy who said streaming is more draining than a 9-to-5. So definitely not another out of touch moron here. Hassan
rescued out of his bank account.
Went viral for calling out rich people but ignoring herself. Most streamers have a much better understanding of what it used to be like when they didn't have money. Freaking annoying that people yell at rich people that have takes like this. Literal Nepo baby Hassan with a billionaire dad is saying this shit. You can't make this shit up.
I think it's because of the closeness that most streamers have to being normal people at a certain point in their lives, as opposed to like a guy who's been a multi-billionaire for the past decade or so. Most streamers have a much nicer and much better understanding of what it used to be like when they didn't have money.
When we're 15? Bro, she's been famous. She was 16, 15 years old. Like, I think one of the first clips I saw of Pokimane, she was 16 playing League of Legends. I mean, come on, bro. I get what you're saying, but nah, that ain't the case here.
And therefore have takes like this. You want rich people to have takes like this. It's very fucking annoying that people yell at rich people that have takes like this.
Yeah, it's very annoying when people yell at rich people like me. It's just very annoying, guys.
It's really annoying, guys. It's hard life.
For pretending to be relatable. Of course, Hassan is defending Poki here because he literally does the same thing. He's literally a Nepo baby, never struggled once in his life. Dad was a borderline billionaire. Uncle is a multi-millionaire who gave him his entire political career. But yes, it's very annoying that people don't include me in their little group and don't find me relatable as well. Now, in classic Hassan fashion, he addresses an argument that nobody made.
The unnecessary.
You have to clarify. They're gonna clip that, and it's gonna make you look bad.
Oh,
you gotta say the billionaires.
The billionaires.
Because you are rich.
The Bezos.
You can't be.
I mean, he was right, and they did clip it regardless. This is literally her being less dumb than everyone else in the room, explaining the difference between millionaires and the ultra rich who control the country even out of office is so stupid. No, you don't understand, brother. You don't understand. It's actually Pokimane that is responsible for the disparity of wealth in this country.
Is he drinking? Is he drunk?
Yeah, literally nobody said that she's responsible for the wealth disparity. Is this guy brain dead on purpose or something?
I think he is. Try listen to his stream for 5 minutes, or his points of views. I feel like it's the same. He uses quite a lot of big words that doesn't even fit the narrative or the subject that are being talked about. And often it just feels mind-numbing. He doesn't make a point. Or if the point is there, it's like, water is wet. Amazing. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you for telling that. No, I probably don't watch it. I don't know. I cannot listen to this guy. I think he's just, and I don't even hate him in a way. I kind of dislike him because he's like an asshole toward one of my friends. The same as with Destiny. But I don't really I don't really hate the guy that much. But I'm gonna be real. I just don't understand how you can listen to it for a long time.
Something? Is this like a medical condition that you can fix? Is it just makes him act like a troglodyte 24/7? It's crazy. Like every time he will say something completely unrelated to why people are mad. Nobody thinks that she is the reason for wealth disparity. They're saying it's annoying watching a rich person rant about the economy and saying how we should hate rich people when she's literally one of them. And this absolute brain dead reject keeps saying, oh, well, it's completely different that from billionaires who have way too much money. Well, spoilers, in the case of regular everyday purchases, there is no difference between someone like her with $20 million and Jeff Bezos with several billion, unless you're actually going out of your way and buying yachts.
I feel like at the point you've hit $2 million or $3 million and you're constantly generating revenue, you not stop, you not win the lotto, right? It's not the fact you win the lotto. Oh my God, I have $1 million now or $2 million now. I'm talking about you have a profit and you're generating money in some sort of degree, and you already hit like 2-3 million. At that point, you are so beyond giving a fuck about anything, because you're not going to buy like a mansions or multiple mansions and multiple this and that. You can now live the rest of your life, travel, eat, do whatever the fuck you want, because you're generating money. You have a fuck ton of money. You are in a position where you never have to stress or be worried about anything else, unless there's something about your situation, your business that you got to figure out and you got to solve or work with this and that. Other than that, when it comes to your life itself and to think about the next day or tomorrow, or getting food on your table or a roof over your ceiling, having a ceiling, like a roof over your head, basically, that concern is never going to be a problem in your life ever again, because you're just so locked in and you don't give a fuck about it anymore. So you're not even comparable to anybody in this situation where everybody's sitting there and don't even know what the hell to do. Nobody can date. Nobody can make any families. Nobody can do shit, because like, cost of everything, cost of living is way more costly than the average earning on most people, at least in Europe. It's nuts.
Private jets and
now I'm doing kind of a song where I'm talking about something completely different. But the point is that my point is, if you have $2 million or $3 million, it doesn't matter if you have $1 billion or $3 million. You don't need to give a fuck about anything anymore. You're rich. That's my point.
Then
sorry
sure,
if I've been talking nonsense.
Okay, there's a difference. Pokimane probably can't afford a yacht. But if you got freaking $20 million, you can still buy anything at the grocery store.
Yeah.
You don't have to check prices when you're leaving the store with clothes. You can buy a new phone every time it comes out. You can rent most places very easily. If something happens to your house, you can simply move. You have lifelong income. You can retire your family. You can buy a very good house. Sure, you can't buy ultra mansions worth 100 mil, but just like you...
I love that he's saying exactly the fucking same thing I've said. Oh my God. Exactly.
You can buy a $3 million
Thank you
and pretend she's for the working class. Like, you people are such gigantic hypocrites. Meanwhile, everybody in Hassan's chat is completely broke and they will donate money to him. It's like the funniest shit ever, bro. My God, like, how are people so stupid that they actually fall for this? Bro, how is this guy on the wrong side of literally everything? Anyone Hassan defends, I immediately hate. Classic Hassan moment. No, I mean the people richer than me. Communist with the Gucci bag.
A $200,000 sports car is a vital tool for spreading the message of the working class. A multi-million-dollar mansion, a basic necessity.
And I don't care. I live on a basic necessity budget for the most part anyway.
Basic necessity budget, literally on some private jet or some shit. Anyways, the situation got even worse when people pointed out that
was he with the vlog squad?
Anyways, the situation got even worse when people pointed out that Poki was actually bragging about her wealth on Twitter the previous day. Okay, so it started with this cringy tweet by Pokimane here saying, Angie.
Guys, she's balding. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I understand.
Saying Angie, and she's just sort of looking at the camera. May I remind the audience that she is pushing 30 posting tweets like this. Why are you acting like a teenage girl fishing for attention on the internet? You know, the first time I saw this, I didn't even recognize her. I thought this was some like weird OnlyFans advertisement, because the people who usually post these types of tweets are OnlyFans girls. So anyways, people just responded making fun of her, saying that she's 30 years old or whatever. And then she responded saying this: I got a weird influx of weirdos commenting on my age. To be honest, I find it so dumb. At 28, I'm the happiest, richest, most knowledgeable, and self-assured I've ever been. And that only becomes more true with every year that passes.
She is so humble, guys. What a humble lady she is, man. Most richest, most knowledgeable, self-assured I've been ever. Wow. Such a great girl. Wow, she's just a girl. The most humble streamer. Yep. The humblest streamer right there, Pokimane. This is where Asman Zach should get some credit for telling people not to sub or donate, because he don't need the money. So at least he's honest about it. I think he has enough track record by not outing any revenue and shit like that. And also, I think last time I saw somebody donate 1,000 and 100 subs, he called them a dumbass. Like, that was stupid. But like, point is that if you want to give a take like Pokimane, great you brought up the Asman, I guess. Because like, he's like saying in this scenario, just tax the rich more. And then people are like, but you're rich. And I was like, yeah, I want to be taxed more. Same with the rest of the rich. Everybody should be taxed more if they have a lot higher income to help the country. And that if you say that, I think that more people, at least average people, would be like, yeah, I understand that. That makes sense. But when you're saying like, let's tax the billionaires, not the millionaires, just the billionaires, because they have a lot more money than me. Ooh, I only have 20 millions. We got to hold up a moment. Hold up. Oops, I'm sorry.
That's right. I'm very rich, guys.
Sorry, unholy.
Although I
I'm
don't
sorry.
care about the comments. That's a capachungus. I don't worry about the impact it has on other goals. Yes, actually, guys, let me make this a men versus women issue again.
I'm sorry, I clicked the button. I dragged my mouse and I somehow managed to click a ban button on somebody. I apologize.
Again, and women who see this type of harassment, bro, what do you want about? And to them, I want to reassure you that life only gets better. No, actually, it only gets better if you have $20 million, actually. Growing older will not make you miserable, but living your life trying to appease random shitty people definitely will. Yeah, you know someone is happy when they write on Twitter that I'm so happy, guys. Please believe me. I'm actually really happy, guys. Please. I think if you're actually happy, you don't really need to post about it. Here we got QT Cinderella, or Ludwig's girlfriend, here saying, I too am not old and I'm very rich. So that's basically what she was saying. She just
amazing.
confirmed it. People responded with this meme of just like the thumbs up, like we do not care. Here's a thought. They weren't calling you out for getting old. They're calling you out for being omega cringe, which is something everybody gets called out for. If a grown man looks at that at the camera and is like, oh, I'm angry, like, you think he isn't gonna get made fun of? That's the cringiest shit I've ever seen. Yikes. This guy did a quote tweet to Pokimane's tweet and it got 100k likes. This is gonna be an absolute S.
Bro, why did you sit down and write this, man? This better be some AI.
Say here, you're 28 in Maine, not 18, not 80. Calling her by her real name, all right? But every year you get more self-assured and somehow less self-aware. This isn't growth, it's arrested development in HD. Streaming hours at a time daily since adolescence didn't empower you, it just froze you in digital puberty. You talk like a life coach, post like a thirst trap, and react like a teenager whose ego is held together by brand deals and soft lighting.
Holy.
What the heck is this? This is a whole essay, bro. This isn't harassment, it's grown adults pointing out that grown adulthood doesn't look like this. And if life really gets better every year, why do you still act like you're one comment away from spiraling into a subtweet? If this is confidence, why does it only show up when there's a camera and a curated audience? You didn't outgrow the internet. You just aged into it like spoiled milk with a ring light, preserved by validation, paid for by the same men who X'd you into a career that you deny you capitalized on. This isn't targeted hate. This has got to be the most jobless post.
Holy.
But I mean, it kind of makes sense, but also it's like, dude, what are you doing writing a paragraph on Twitter?
This is how I feel about Reddit all the time, man. Who the fuck sits down and write this shit? I mean, you're roasting the fuck out of her. Like, you pop off, king. It's funny to see, but how did you sit down and write this shit, man? This guy is cooking.
The wake-up call, a reminder that
he's absolutely roasting her.
You've built full of orbiters, yes men, and men with
full unemployed alchemists.
Attention isn't reality. And it clearly rattled you to discover that outside of that curated echo chamber, not everyone knows you, likes you, or wants to see a grown woman caption "Angie" with her cleavage staged like a thumbnail. That's not empowerment, it's arrested development wrapped in a push-up bra craving for attention, and most people don't find infantilized thirst traps endearing. Okay, well, I just sort of thought it was cringe for someone to do that. I don't know if I'll go this far.
Dude, I don't know. Dude, this guy went deep into it. I did not even think anything from this fucking post like that. Man, you cooked with this. I don't know. I think you might have kept the stove on for a little bit too long, though. Because, man,
dissecting every single, I don't know what, did this guy use ChatGPT? This
I think they use ChatGPT. Please tell, they gotta use ChatGPT.
Way too, like, sophisticated, even for ChatGPT. They find them sad. You're pushing 30, but still living like a girl whose future is stuck buffering, pausing real life long enough to keep the illusion playing. So here's the thing, it's not black and white, and it's not simple weird influx of weirdos commenting on my age that you've convinced yourself of. It's not just the internet being mean to you. The reality is the average adult, the one who isn't lost in your bubble, doesn't want to see a grown woman actualizing herself for attention, no matter how much she tries to wrap it in the guise of being knowledgeable and self-assured. The truth is, you've made your career off X.
There is more.
And you've never fully admit to it because you've convinced yourself you're more than that. But the longer you keep pretending, the more you'll realize that it's not the world that's the problem.
It keeps going. How long is this?
Something to prove at 28 when honestly, you're just holding on to a version of yourself that doesn't even exist anymore. Grow up. And here's the real irony. Your entire career is built on appeasing random shitty people, but the shitty people you're worried about, the ones criticizing you for your age or looks, are just as shitty as the ones who actualize you, throw their money at you. You've spent years building a career that thrives on attention, both from people who want to elevate you and from people who reduce you to nothing more than a commodity. The truth is, you've let both sides feed your ego, but you'll never admit it because they're the same people who keep you in business. So maybe it's time to realize growing older won't make you miserable. It's selling out to the same people you pretend not to care about. That's the real trap. A self-inflicted cage that stunted your maturity, far worse than any comment or harassment.
If I had hands, I would pull them up right now. Because that is absolute Twitter brain rot cinema right here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen. Wow. 103,000 likes! She deleted the post! Bro, he fucked her up! Dude, he cooked her, man! She will never recover.
I can't believe 100k people actually read that. Did they like this tweet without reading it? Because that took like half an hour to actually get through. My God. I don't know. He made some good points as well. But Jesus Christ, you need to get off Twitter and touch grass, bro. Like, typing this paragraph is not going to change anything, bro. I don't know what you're doing. Like, at least I'm making money off this video. Like, what are you doing, dog? SCC reacts to Pokimane calling out rich people but omitting herself. Uses cheese taco analogy to further his point. Sounds like XQC. If you're rich and you somehow get richer, you're automatically bad. Brain rot. I think you're dealing with the branch of the problem, not the stem. All right, so obviously XQC has some stake in this because he's worth over $100 million. So obviously he's gonna feel a certain way, but we'll see.
Jesus, that's tough as shit. I don't really get it. So what happens if you're rich and you somehow get richer? You're automatically bad. You know what, chat? I think this is like some brain rot. I mean, no disrespect. It's all good. I'm not mad at Poki or anything. I just think that I don't think it makes you. So, if you make a company and it makes $100 million, you're chilling. But then something takes off while you're on vacation. Some guy makes a new product in your company. They invent the cheese taco, okay? And then your Taco Bell becomes a billionaire venture. Now you're a billionaire. Now you're a bad person? Really? So the behavior and the handling is the same. You're on vacation while somebody else did something for you that ended up being $1 billion idea, and now you're wrong. I don't really agree with that. I think you're kind of like dealing with the branch of the problem, not the stem.
And it was after the clip of her with Jason the
He's not wrong, by the way. He's not wrong at all.
Went viral. She responded on Twitter again saying, "There's been lots of opinions about me on Twitter recently, and I just want to thank the people who read past the headlines and see me for who I truly am. I appreciate y'all."
And what is that? Oh yes, the smartest, richest, and most humble and greatest streamer. Yes, that's right. That's we can't forget about the narration, guys. So do not forget who she truly is.
So much. Just the vaguest tweet ever. Yeah, actually, guys, everything I've ever said and done on the internet in the past decade, that's actually not me at all. I hope you see past that. You know, the real me is totally different. I actually get in drama every month for being a complete moron, but actually that's not the real me. The real me is not an annoying, pandering, rich streamer. It's actually somebody who you like.
Who watches this? I never understood who watches some random girl or dude just go around and buy expensive shit. Ooh, slave labor product, worship me. Ooh, look, I paid someone to walk around and film me, guys.
Anyways, click this video.
Look, I paid somebody to walk around and film me while I buy Balenciaga and Gucci. Ooh.
or you're forced to eat Pokimane's cookies while she calls you a broke boy on repeat for 24 hours. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Man, I think that streamers, like the older streamers, are just becoming more and more less self-aware. They're becoming so stupid. They're so dumb. And I noticed that the newer generation of streamers have seen this and digested it and understand what the hell is going on. And when they'll figure it out real quick. They'll call it out real quick. Because you see that other guy, that is Jason. I'm not sure. Like, you see that other dude. This guy, he knew instantly what was going on. But you still see these old fucks. You still see these guys. Pokimane, Hassan, Destiny, all of them. They still on the same loop. They're still like these old streamers, still on the same loop. Just making an absolute fool of themselves. You can't even make this shit up, man. Oh, that's crazy. Man, this girl gotta calm down, man. She gotta calm down on these viewpoints and just trying to make some entertaining content. Because fuck me, nobody wanna listen to those viewpoints. My lord.